Alright, what up? This is Rio, and yes, my webcam looks like shit. This is why I'm making this video. This is going to be OBS tips and tricks 1. Probably the only thing I'm going to talk about in this one because I see so many of my friends who stream. I know they can make their stuff better in one way, always, and this is a huge one, is when using face cam. Like, if you can tell, you see like the light's a little weird, you can see like ghosting in my movements. I want to go over some of the things that you can do to help that. This is typically with Logitech webcams. I'm pretty sure this applies to most webcams. I really want to talk about this because this is one thing that I've helped a lot of friends with that just really improves the quality of the stream. This is going to be a little weird. I don't do these videos very much, but I really wanted to do this just to help friends. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to downsize this a little bit, just so you can see my OBS. This is OBS Studio. If you guys want, I can show basics of OBS. I can do other stuff, but this is strictly for like people who already use OBS and know enough about it that this is just like the extra push to make their stuff better. You know what I mean? So I left my webcam like this on purpose. This is not how it normally is, just because this is how it happens whenever I start OBS every single time. Logitech has a really bad problem with that. They actually released a software to save settings after you close OBS or close your webcam software, but I hate that software. It makes my webcam look like trash, in my opinion, really dark. I don't like it at all, so I uninstalled it, and I just mess with my settings every single time I open OBS, and this is what I usually do. So I'll go to properties. Right here, people will be like, my webcam's square and I don't know what to do. Well, this is pretty self-explanatory. You'll want to change this to either 720p or 1080p, whichever. And 720p, a lot of webcams don't have 60 FPS, but with these settings, you can push it to make it look like maybe like 45 FPS, and it makes it look a lot smoother. So I'd recommend, even if you have a 1080p 60 webcam, to go ahead and push 720p. 720p looks great, especially if you're streaming at 720p. It looks perfectly fine. So do 720p and then change this to highest FPS. Typically it would be like match output or auto select 30 or whatever. Change this to highest. You want the most that you can get out of it. In JPEG is fine. Don't mess with the color space. You'll want that color range partial. Everybody's like, oh, partial, why would I not want full colors? You want partial because whenever you change it to full, typically it adds like a white like film to it. It didn't this time. I just wanted to try it, but it didn't this time. Oh, maybe because it you know, it's hard to say sometimes, but like I think it adds like a white film. Partial always looks better. Buffering, auto detect. Don't mess with buffering. And then audio output mode, you don't really need to worry about. You're typically using an external mic anyway, not the mic from the cam. Okay, now this is the stuff that is important. Go to configure video, and typically white balance is checked. For some reason it's not this time, but typically I don't mess with any of this stuff because the colors will look better after we do this. So white balance, if you have a white bulb, like I do, I have a white bulb, I'll take this white balance and move it farther to the right to add like a yellow, because if you check this out, if you move it left, it adds white, so it makes mine look really washed out. If you have a yellow bulb, you'll want to probably take it over this way. It really just depends on your lighting, but I have a white bulb, so I take it this way to add some more like realness in the colors, yellow it out a little bit, because if not, it's too white. You want this at 60 hertz. Okay, 60 hertz. You don't really need to mess with either the backlight compensation and the gain, because then you're going to come over to, make sure you apply just in case, then come over to camera control. So this stuff is pretty important. Focus, I leave auto checked. So the reason why is because I needed to autofocus so that way you can read small text. I don't want to sit here forever. Come on, it's being stupid. But anyway, so autofocus I leave on. It typically works. Exposure, now this is where you check this out. If I bump this up, it lets in more light, but do you see the frame rate just goes to trash? And it's because it's opening your aperture or whatever on the webcam and letting in more light, but it makes it work harder, so it can't do better on the frame rate. So exposure typically starts at 4, and this is checked. Uncheck it. I take mine down to 5, and like you can still see like the movement's not quite right. Oh, well, it went back up to 4. Oh, there we go. So it's good. Normally, what I'll have to do is I'll hit apply. Okay, I leave low light compensation on. Don't mess with the pan until low light compensation really doesn't matter too much. But what I usually do is click apply. Okay, and then I'll have to go here, deactivate my webcam, reactivate it, and when I do that, it'll be back on 4 sometimes. So I'll have to come back to camera control. Let me come back to camera control. The exposure will be like back on 4, so just take it down to 5, or you know, whatever's good for your lighting. The more lighting you have, I wouldn't say necessarily the more lighting you have, the better, but lighting is huge. It's a lot easier to invest in a $10 lamp rather than a new webcam and still have the same issues because your lighting's not good. So just go get a cheap lamp. I'll even show you mine real quick. Mine's just a white LED bulb over probably 6 feet away, and that's it. I mean, I have my you know, my LEDs behind me, the color LEDs, but you know, with those off, like, it's all about the front lighting, not the back lighting. You know what I mean? So you need stuff on your face, that way your movement and everything is lit up well. And yeah, I mean, really just get a cheap lamp, and that will help significantly put it in front of you. Overhead lighting, if it's in front of you, is somewhat okay, but it adds shadows and stuff. You want something that's more in front of you, and you can kind of see the shadows from like my monitor back here behind me and stuff, and over here in the corner. I think that's I don't even know what that is. Probably my fan. Yeah, it's my fan right here. Shadows really aren't that big of a deal. They're not paying so much attention to what's behind you. I mean, kind of, but not really. It's your face and stuff you want lit up. So go invest in a lamp. These are my settings. If you have really bright lighting and you can push it down to -6, I mean, it's really all up to you. I think 5, in my opinion, on mine looks really good. So that's what I use. That's the biggest thing, is exposure, because that's what affects that frame rate, and it's just that's something extra to bump up and make your stream look quality. So now let's take my webcam and screen it, and you can tell just from the beginning part with my webcam large and stuff to this one, it's night and day. It almost looks like I have a brand new webcam. So hopefully this helps you. If you have any questions, please put it down in the description. I'm really active with it. You can always hit me up on Twitter. I mean, just anything like that. If you have friends that you feel would benefit from this video, please share it to them. If you want me to do other tips and stuff, I have a few other little things that I can help with, maybe like microphone settings, things like that, filters. If you want me to even do the basic starts to OBS, let me know. I can do that, no problem. I would love to just, you know, help you guys out, trying to improve your stream quality and stuff, because, you know, we're all out here just trying to do what we love. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, share it, whatever. This has been Rio, and I will catch you guys later.